Hello, Sicario. I'm Captain Griffiths, otherwise known as Stardust. From now on, I'll be your point of contact with the Cascadian Independence Force. I was a National Guard pilot when it all went down, and now I'm working with you. We're pressed for time, so listen up. Cascadia's prosperity, our natural bounty, has always gone to support the world. For the last few decades, we have done this by our partnership with the Pacific Federation, providing aid and infrastructure to the less fortunate internationally. The Federation, however, in recent years has used the resources we provided to forcefully expand by conquest and military strength. We could not let our cordium or geothermal deposits fuel this war machine. Cascadia as a nation sought independence from the Federation outright, in order to prevent the Federation from imperially expanding further. Unfortunately, they turned against us. They have seen fit to unify and federalize Cascadian infrastructure as a whole. When we resisted, they turned the country inside out. We refuse to let that stand. So, here's the plan for you mercenaries right now.
In northern Cascadia, Rosedower AFB was a joint base used by both the Cascadian National Guard and the Federation. When hostilities took off, however, the Federation seized the base from the National Guard. Your objective today is to take back the base into our hands. Hitman team will lead aerial operations, wiping out any anti-air defenses. Circus, our transport aircraft carrying Sicario's airborne troop element, will then vector in and drop onto the base to secure it.
Take care not to damage the facilities too much during the attack. Sicario and other mercenary elements will be using this base afterwards. I'm sure you want to operate from an actual base anyway, as opposed to some dirt strip. So let's get rolling.
Sound is a bit low. See, that's what I was afraid of. Like, it's weird. So, okay, chat, because this is one of the things that I was afraid of, is the sound balancing. So, I know, like, the voice dialogue sounded a little low to me. How is the game audio? Like, is the game audio good? Does it need to be higher? Because I want to get this stuff sorted out at the beginning. Because we can go straight into the settings menu and get it all squared away. Because right now I got the audio at about 70. What I can do is we can turn up the master volume and then I'll bring down the sound effects a little bit and see if that helps. Well, I want the sound balance to be good so that, you know, nobody had, like, I know about where my sound levels are. I just don't want you guys to have to, like, crank up your computer or your phone or your TV or whatever you're watching on to hear the dialogue and then get blasted when we get into the game. So I'll try that. We'll adjust it little bits at a time since the dialogue's not always going to be available. But yeah, so basically I brought up the master volume, but I turned down the sound effect volume. So that should bring up the voices and some of the other stuff. I'll bring down the music as well for now. But again, we can tweak it as we go. We can tweak it as we go. So let me know if that doesn't work. All right, here we go, chat. Mission 3. Let's see if they're going to give us any new planes. Oh, they have. Che. I don't know how I feel about this. Especially for 4,300 shekels. Like, the other planes are significantly more expensive. I'm just like, why? Why, though? I mean, I guess this is technically the budget option. See, dogfights are now on the menu. Indeed, Jotun, dogfights are on the menu. And actually, the last mission was pretty much entirely dogfighting. Chat, is the budget option worth taking? Or is this another one of those where we should just save our money and wait? I mean, the reason I'm suspicious is because of how cheap it is. I'm like, why? Like, why is this thing 4,300 shekels and a friggin' F4 that's like 20 years older than it is 1,600 shekels. Let's see, we get 2 slots. We get multi-purpose and anti-air, and then in slot 2 we get anti-air and some anti-ground options. We are going to be going up against a lot of ground targets. It has high speed, it's got good response rating, good acceleration. I mean, it's just... I feel like that number is too low, Chad. Maybe it's just me. You know what? Let's do it anyway. Let's do it anyway. Let's take out the IKEA plane. Let's see. So we can go standard missile or anti-ship missile in the first slot. I mean, I feel like we have to go with standard missiles because I need a bunch of missiles. Then let's see. In slot 2, we can either go with more air-to-air, or we can go multi-lat ground missiles. They don't give us any bombs. We need some of those UGBLs. Semi-active air missiles. I'm gonna go with the ground missiles. Let's go with the ground missiles. Just because... So here's my thinking on the ground missiles, right? I can use the Mavericks to just take out the ground targets without having to worry about them. So that way I can focus on any potential air targets. Bombs are not cringe, Shinigami. That's how you deliver, like, extremely heavy ordnance on a budget. Alright, here we go. We're doing a takeoff, Chet. Alright, yeah, I can definitely feel the difference in the roll. It definitely doesn't roll as easily as the Fishmet or the Phantom. But that's okay, that's okay. That's good though, like I can feel the differences in the planes. It's not just like, again, in Ace Combat where it's just a linear upgrade. It's just better in every way. Oh my. Chat, look. Look! The interface is even in Swedish, chat! My god. It's the details that matter, chat. Never let anybody tell you different. Come on, let me get that other one. Let me get that other one. Alright, fine. Well, I missed because the guys in the squad fucking did the job before I could. So clearly, I gotta go a little more hard here. Look, I heard him call her Mick, and that is not what I heard. Like, that is not what my brain went to when I heard that word. And that says a lot more about me than it does about the game. Give me... There we go. I want the SAM site.
Cleared for guns.
Did I completely miss with those? Oh no! Is this like the actual Maverick where you need to give it a little warm-up time? Because if so, I absolutely appreciate that. It's not what I was expecting, but I do appreciate it.
Monarch, hot countermeasures in evade. Cleared for guns.
I don't want standard missiles. I want my Mavericks. Give me my Mavericks. Don't worry, Prez. I got this. You are way too worried. I promise. We're not gonna die. Not today, anyway. I mean, everybody's gonna die, but... Oh, nice. Okay, so once again, the realism in effect. The Maverick does not fire.
Monarch, you've got incoming.
Apparently, when you're inverted. I love the sound of explosions in the morning, chat. Okay, he hit me a little bit. That's okay. Now, let's deal with the enemy aircraft here. What are we up against? Another F-15. All right. Oh. Oh. Ow. Not cool, man. They're trying to get a little bit of group action, and I don't like it. I do not like that group action. That's right, I said that shit. I don't even feel bad.
Right on target.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but it was giving the call sign for some of those enemy planes as Sizzlack. And if you don't get that reference. I'm going after the Sam. I will say though, the AI does seem to have one, like, kind of the same thing that Ace Combat does, which is all of the enemy fighters seem to only care about you. And like, they will go out of their way to track you down. How did I not hit?
Monarch ready to fire.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the realism with the Mavericks, but I have got to get used to that. Because it's not how Ace Combat taught me to use air-to-ground missiles. I gotta unlearn that habit of mine. I'm on him, Chet. We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Hitman 1 locked on.
Make him sweat. Gotcha, bitch. Oh my. That was very close. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but I heard that, and it was very close.
Missile away, missile away.
And we got him. Alright, there we go. Now let's get back on target here. probably wish I had bombs for this, because then I could take out all those planes on the ground.
No, I'm impressed with how many people stayed for this contract, boss. Especially since we're going up against the Federation. You should know those are all the still in this galaxy. That they are the foe, they're pulling a story.
Ow.
I'm not in this for the money, remember? I'm here for the history. Well, the rest of us are here on binding contracts. So please, just don't get us killed, boss. That's up to you. We don't have the firepower to take them on. What? You're the this. Just who the hell are these guys?
Nope, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know if the planes are actually trying to take off, but I feel like I need to get these donkeys right now before they have a chance to get airborne. Yeah, they are absolutely taking off.
Enemies locking line, break.
Sneaky Sam site hiding in the defilade.
Wingman 1, Fox 2.
Got some damage on that C-17, but not enough to get the kill. It's alright.
Cleared for guns. Enemy down. Good
That's
job.
better. That's better. Where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from you. Well,
On the way.
that was a mistake. That was a mistake, chat. We ain't letting them get away with that. Gonna take a shot at me like that? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Wait, did I just fire 3 missiles? Thought I was only supposed to fire 2? Man, these have got to be the most inaccurate ground vehicles of all time. Because they're all taking shots at what is essentially a flying barn, and we're not able to hit it.
This is Monarch Squadron. Commencing intercept. Let's get these dogs off our lot.
Oh, chat. Yeah. Crosstalk Squadron, they got F-18s. Let's do this. Let's do this. It's our first proper AC-0 rivalry. Oh. We got him. Oh man, this dude is mad. Apparently that was his friend that I just shot down, because he was letting loose. Oh, I'm on you. I'm on you, buddy. Swedish precision, my friend. Or not. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. So apparently I can fire 4 missiles at a time with this plane, which I am just now learning. That is good information. I'm sure somebody has already told me that in the chat, but I'm a little bit preoccupied. I apologize.
Positive tone.
Oh, come on, baby. There we go. Come on, get there. Nope. Big miss. Big whiff. Big whiff. Don't worry about it, Prez. I got this. Oh, he's a jukey boy. He's a jukey boy.
Hitman 1 within gun range.
There we go. The guns made him straighten out. That's interesting. Like when you hit him with the guns, they immediately straighten out a little bit.
You already got the job, Sicario. Who are you trying to impress?
I mean, Rio, I was playing some Ace Combat Zero soundtrack at the beginning of the stream. This and Ace Combat would benefit from a co-op, in my opinion. I disagree. Southern Gent Box, just because, like,
You lucky bastards.
Ace Combat is,
You make my job easy as usual, Monarch. Good show.
it's kind of a one-person show, you know? It's, it wouldn't feel as cool if you were doing it with a friend, in my opinion, just because, like, it removes some of the mystique of, oh, I'm the most badass fighter pilot that ever existed. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm also not a huge fan of, like, I like single-player experiences, and I think more games should focus on them, as opposed to just like, well, let's just make a half-ass game, but then we'll make it co-op, so that way people can make their own fun with their friends, and it's like, or, crazy idea, you could just make the game fun, and then I don't have to get 3 of my friends to buy it too in order to have a good time. And don't get me wrong, like, and I know you're relatively new, but, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing people that enjoy co-op games. Like, I'm pretty infamous for saying, like, you are not representative of, like, the products that you consume. So, like, that's not to say that there aren't good co-op games. I just prefer a good single-player game. Like, I want to be the star of the show, and I love games that let me do that.
Bases go, this isn't the worst we've been at. The base didn't sustain too much damage, and there's room enough for everyone, even the other freelance mercs.
The Independence Force of Cascadia is now the collection of true Cascadian sovereignty, and when the time comes, we'll see Cascadia rise to its own liberty without the Federation. I've been instructed by the remnants of our national government to be your liaison for the duration of your contract with us, of which we've sent to Kaiser for you to sign later. To be truthful, I don't agree with your way of life, but you've come to Cascadia to aid us, and for that, I can't complain. We'll pay you what you're due, as long as you give us your best. Get settled in. We need you up in the air soon.
One last thing, everyone. We're going by our TAC names for the duration of this contract. I'm pretty sure my name is public domain in regards to Sicario. However, we've gone to great lengths to keep yours hidden. If you break it, it's on your ass. You know how bounty hunters are if they have a name. Dismissed.
Well, and so here's my thing about, you know, the co-op / live service versus single player games. In general, when a single player game is designed with a single player in mind, like, the whole experience is crafted around that. And when you add another player into that mix, it very rarely affects the game in a positive way, because the experience is built around the idea of you being, like, the arbiter of change. Like, you are, for lack of a better word, you are the impetus for which the game exists, and also by which the plot progresses. So when you add another player into that, it not only takes away from the experience, in my opinion, but it's also harder to balance a game for co-op. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that co-op games are bad, and I'm not saying that games haven't been designed in the past where you could do both. But in most cases, those games were designed from the ground up to be good as both a single player and a co-op experience. A great example, the classic Halo games, like 1 through 3, those games were designed from front to back to be playable and enjoyable both as a single player game and as a co-op game. And so as a result of that, you had fun playing both versions of the game, and you didn't feel like you were missing out. Unfortunately, in the modern day, most developers don't do that Like, they don't build a game from start to finish to be both single player and multiplayer. They build it one way and then tack on the other version. So they'll build, you know, a lot of live services will do this, where it's like, well, the game is a live service, and really you should be playing with between 300 and 500 of your friends in order to get the most out of the experience. But we've included a token single-player way to play the game so that you don't have to play it with people if you don't want to. And most of the time, playing in single player in a live service or in a multiplayer game just sucks. Like, it's not fun. But they tell you, oh, don't worry, there's a single player version of this game, so that you, the person who doesn't want to play with others, will still come in and buy the game. It's a lie, and they know that the single player experience is diminished, but they still try to sell it to you anyway because they want your money. And then you have the other side of that equation, where they'll take a single player game and then try to force multiplayer into it after the fact, or partway through development, and then the game ends up horribly balanced for that co-op experience. In a game like Project Wingman, for example, if they were to make this co-op, the game would become stupid easy, because then you could tag team targets, you could burn through like the big enemies where you have multiple parts and stuff like that. Like, all of a sudden those missions become a whole lot easier because now you have 2 people or 3 people or however many people as opposed to just the one. And it's like 10-15 years ago that was the thing, where like every game had to have a multiplayer component, even if it sucked, just because the suits were like, no, it needs multiplayer, because multiplayer means more sales. Because if we can get a person that likes the game, then they'll go out and tell their friends that it's a good game and tell them to buy it too so that they can play together, so we sell multiple copies of the game. Even though they knew that the multiplayer was tacked on and it was shit. It's like how, you know, for example, Dead Space 3 and all these other games that came out right around that time where like they had no reason to be multiplayer co-op games, but they forced multiplayer co-op into them anyway. And that's a good example of doing it wrong the other direction, where you take a game that very clearly doesn't need more than one player and then make it one player or make it multiplayer anyway. But again, there are plenty of examples of games that do both well. There are plenty of examples of games that do that and more well, so don't take that as like, these are not blanket statements. They're just like, in general, when you look at the way that the game's development goes. A good example of doing it right, like a live service game, Helldivers 2. You can play that game single player, and you can play it multiplayer. It's definitely designed to be multiplayer, but if you play it single player, you can have a good time. You just have to realize that the game wasn't built for that, and you have to play it differently. But you can still do that. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Anyway, chat, I gotta thank a couple more people. So in this case, I gotta thank, I might have already thanked you, but I want to thank you again in case I missed it. Autumn7242 for resubscribing with a woo in chat. Good to see you again, Autumn. I might have already thanked you for your resubscription for 14 months, but I'm gonna thank you again just in case I missed it. So thank you for the 1 year +2 in the cult of bad tactical decisions. And then I gotta thank EW for gifting a sub to Southern Gen Bikes. Southern Gen Bikes, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions as well, where we have only one flavor of Kool-Aid, but it's Zecto Cooler. And of course, EW, thank you for the gifted sub. As always, you do not have to do that, but I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And Southern Gen Bikes, I'm not sure if you're a returning member or a first-time member of the cult, but we're always glad to have new folks in the cult. Always glad to have new converts. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Hopefully you are enjoying some Project Wingman. I say that even though I've been sitting here yapping for like 10 minutes. But don't worry, we're gonna get back into it. We got 1,400, and kind of see it there. We got 14,750 shekels for this mission, chat. So the payouts are going way up very, very fast. which could be good and could be bad.
Listen up. We're about to get started. A lot of mercenaries from around the world have made their way into the country, as I'm sure you've seen. However, Sicario is currently one of the only groups that can throw around enough fighters to aid in the air war. Cascadia's National Guard was quickly scattered and taken out by Federation military forces when we originally tried to force them out of Cascadia. They came without mercy, eliminating more than 30% of our active forces. These last few weeks have been disastrous, and we're on the verge of capitulating into a full-blown guerrilla war. We'd like to avoid this, and because of that, Sicario will be deployed immediately to several of our units currently in need of support.
Hitman team, you will be deployed to an agricultural area to the south. One of the Independence Force's surviving
Gunships.
battalions has been driven there by a Federation offensive. Presently, a collection of Allied officers preside over a rather notable amount of manpower. The Federation is currently engaged using air and ground units, so a multifaceted loadout is suggested. You might catch the Federation off guard, however, anticipate retaliation in short order. Launch and lift the siege. If that battalion falls, our forces won't have enough manpower or command to organize again.
Yeah? And Troubleshooter gifted yet another sub, this time to Timely Mantis. Troubleshooter, thank you for the gift sub, and Timely Mantis, welcome to the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions. Glad to have you, and hopefully you're enjoying the stream so far. Chet, tell me they're gonna give me an A10 on this one. I feel like we need an A10. Femship is best ship. I mean, look, Femship is the only ship as far as I'm concerned. Because we're, oh, Frogfoot, don't you fucking tempt me with a good time. Yeah? Oh my god, they did it. Oh my god, they did it. Alright, so they're giving me what, I mean, this appears to be a MiG-31. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Like I said, you guys might be able to tell a little better than I can. Because, it's very, very dark. The game is very dark. And Arrakis gifting a sub to AFP. Arrakis, thank you for the gift sub once again. And AFP, welcome back into the cult of Bad Tactical Decisions. Glad to have you back in the cult with us. Every arrow. Oh, really? Alright. They want 11,000 shekels for this one. They want 12,000 shekels. 12,000 shekels for the Frogfoot, but it's a Frogfoot, chat. I mean, the arrow is probably going to be much, much better for this mission, but Frogfoot, though. And Eddie gifting a sub to Wings of Night, their first gift sub after coming into the chat for the first time today. Finally making their first live stream and already gifting subs. Well, thank you, Eddie, for the gifted sub. And Wings of Night, be sure to thank Eddie for that gifted sub. And as always, welcome to the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions. Again, Eddie, you do not have to do that. I know that certain donkeys here in the community set this example that a lot of you feel like you need to live up to. I promise you, you do not. Again, it is not an expectation. It is not a requirement to gift subs or resub or sub at all in this community, but I do appreciate it. First time in the live stream and already gifting subs. So thank you, Eddie, once again for that generosity. Chat, look at all the different, like, look at this. They give you so many options with the Frogfoot. Look at all the different options and look at all the hard points on the wings. I feel like I have to take the Frogfoot, chat. I mean, I don't think... Listen, I've never flown a Frogfoot in an Ace Combat game. I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Oh yeah, BLM, if you're not familiar. So I definitely am a bit of a military plane nerd. So you will hear me refer to a lot of these planes by their actual designation rather than the in-game designation, just because, like, this is an Su-25, which was designated the Frogfoot by NATO. It's an air-to-ground close air support fighter designed by the Soviet Union. It's also extremely tanky. This is basically the Soviet version of the A-10. Minus the giant gun that the A-10 has. But that's okay. Like, at the end of the day, the Frogfoot is a fun plane. Really good at giving out plane choices you don't get anywhere else. Yeah, exactly. It's like... But then again, the Frogfoot is also extremely niche. Like, it's very, very good at taking out ground targets and pretty much nothing else. So I lose my dogfighting potential in the Su-25 for the most part. But, I'm okay with that because of all the boom. And of course, I gotta thank Crappy Sniper for gifting a sub to Cassidy Umbral, and Arrakis for gifting another sub, this time to BLM Day Day. Thank you, Crappy and Arrakis, both for the massive generosity and the massive chicken, and both Cassidy and BLM. Well, Cassidy, welcome to the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions, and of course, BLM, welcome back, since I know that you've already been here before and are well acquainted with how we handle things here in the cult. But for both of you, be sure to thank those insanely generous individuals for gifting you subs, and do enjoy your stay in the cult. Let's see, we gotta select some stuff. All right, we got Chet gun pods. They're actually giving me gun pods. Chet, this is the best game ever. This is the best game ever. Like, I have all these different gun pods. We have a bunch of missiles and unguided bombs. Like, this is the best game ever. No, it does. It has a built-in gun, I'm sure. But then they're also, like, okay, so you have the rapid-fire gun pods that are lighter but shoot faster. Then you have the medium gun pod, which is basically extra guns. Then you have the heavy gun pod, which according to the description fires high explosive. And then you have canister gun pods, which is basically a giant shotgun. So, like, they give you options. I kind of want to take high explosive because high explosive. Right? Very important. Are you playing with a joystick? No. Negative, BLM. I do not have a joystick or even the setup for it. I am playing on controller. Although I have been using the mouse to look around. The missile bus? I mean, let's go heavy gun pod. Let's go explosive gun pod, first of all. Oh god, chat, I can put, oh god. Oh no. Chat, I can go all heavy gun pods. I mean, there's not really a point in doing that, except for just extra ammo. But, like, if there was a way for me to fire all of them at the same time, that would be glorious. But unfortunately, it does not appear that that is the case. So let's do something a little bit different. So we got rockets. We could take rockets. We could take bombs. We could take missiles. The UGBs were awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to take some of those. And we got anti-ship missiles, multi-lock anti-ground missiles, Fires at targets in pairs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got more unguided rockets and unguided rockets. Oh my. And we've got D20 Geek OCD. Get them 5 subs to the community. Thanking D20 Geek for the massive generosity and the massive chicken. And if you got gifted a sub by D20 Geek, be sure to thank him for that insane generosity. And as always, welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions. Cody says, Boss Lady, did we change games already? Nah, I mean, we changed off of XCOM. Because we finished up the campaign last stream. Since I know you're probably just getting here. But we are on to Project Wingman, and we are working our way through the vanilla campaign. Well, I appreciate that, D20. I'm glad that you think this community is good people. I would like to think that you guys are good guys. That you're good people. And I do appreciate it, so thank you once again. Stall your plane firing at once. Don't tempt me, because I'll try it. Let's see, we got unguided rockets fire a volley where the plane's nose is pointed, or medium burst fires entirely... I feel like that's a typo. Fires entire payload at once where the plane's nose is pointed. I feel like... I mean, we've already got guns and rockets. I think we should take some missiles, though. Just so that we've got some kind of lock-on ground weaponry. But I mean, again, you can clearly see it's all ground weaponry. Like, there are no air-to-air missiles here. And Ironcander 2K6 coming in with the 10 or the 1,000. I was gonna say 1,000, and then I realized how stupid that sounds. With the 1,000 Bezos bucks. No message with the bucks. But thank you, Ironhander, once again, for those Bezos bucks. I do appreciate it. Any cluster bombs? It doesn't look like it. I didn't see them in the list of options. But I think we take some multi-lot anti-ground missiles so that we've got a little bit of lock-on weaponry. And we're just gonna have to hope that we don't get in a fight with a plane, because if we do, I'm gonna have to shoot them down with the gun pods. And you know I will. I mean, I know 1,000 is still correct, Erst. It just sounds dumb. But then again, I'm not exactly known for my brilliance. So maybe I should just go with that. It's like the opposite amount of pound for air to ground, so it's no fair for air to air. I mean, I guess that's fair, yeah. Let's give it a try, chat. This is my first time going into any Ace Combat mission style thing with no air-to-air missiles. Oh, I guess they give them to you by default. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, not having any air-to-air capability kind of makes me nervous, but if they're gonna give me the standard missiles, and 184 of them at that, I'm like, you know what? I think we'll be alright. Come on, baby, I know you're heavy, but get off the ground. She's a fat bitch, and I can feel it. I don't know if that's just because that's the way the plane flies. Like, I don't know if the ordnance affects the plane's performance, but it definitely feels like it's heavy. We're going with the Frogfoot Southern Gen Box.
It's been over 10 years, Mick, since we've been in Cascadia. I have no idea. Galaxy to Hitman team.
Alright, let's see.
At its force comm frequency.
I mean, I guess we go in with the bombs, right? Nah, we go in with the missiles first.
Signatures starting now.
God, look at how... Look, I'm not moving, Chet. You see how fast? Like, the second I turned to bank, this thing immediately starts falling out of the sky. She is a fat bitch.
Sicario Mercenary Corps is receiving you. Hang tight. We're moving in its bags.
She is a very fat bitch.
Fine. Hitman, we're designating targets of opportunity. Once more action out.
Oh, don't worry. I'm definitely gonna hit some targets of opportunity.
The reinforcements we asked for.
Let's see.
We have allied air support overhead. Lace targets as necessary for Cas. We have to be mercenaries. You complaining? We're about to be overrun. Those road junkies, how can we trust them? Cascadia hospitality, everyone.
We are gonna drop our entire payload of bombs, chat, and I'm not even gonna feel bad about it. Okay, come on, nose down. God, she's a fat bitch. Like, again, disturbingly so. Disturbingly so. She is a very fat bitch. Come on, baby, nose up, nose up. There we go, give me that. And then we'll do this. There we go. At least they're giving us a target-rich environment. Hopefully we get them all with that one. Let's nose up. Nose up. There we go. Nose down. Nose down. There we go. There we go. Man. This is the finger of God right here, chat. Alright, we got tanks. Soon to be former tanks. Boom, and then they all just cease to exist. Alright, chat, we gotta try the gun pods. You know what? I'm gonna try the gun pods on an aircraft. Oh shit, chat, it's the buff. It's the buff. They brought the buff. I approve. I approve of the buff. Listen, I am showing respect to Grandpa Buff by using the gun pods to take him out with the high explosive. I'm gonna give him the twin gun salute. I like the gun pods, chat. I do be liking me some of these gun pods. Also, props to those buff pilots because they were in a very low and slow pattern. Much more so than I would expect. Like, normally the buff is gonna be at high altitude, but these guys were hot dogging it. And I appreciate that. That's right, get nervous, get nervous. Let me hit you with a 30. Ah, you bastard. Let me get you with that 30. And it does feel like a 30. I don't know if it does any more or less damage, but man, it definitely feels like a chonky boy. I like it. I am impressed with the frog foot, chat. It feels exactly like I hoped it would. You know what? Give me the pods. Aw. I was gonna shoot him down with the gun pods. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, we got more ground targets, chat. We got more ground targets. P-28, I have no idea what that is in the game. Let's get these UGBs ready to go. Floor looks like lava. I mean, I think that's because of the bombs. Alright, we got 3 more UGBs. Let's use them wisely. Let's use them wisely. I would actually appreciate it if you did not do that. There we go. I think we're gonna get them both. And that is it. I don't like that it fires both missiles. Alright, we got some oil tanks. Sure, why not? Well, hi, Mark. They're not happy with me, Chad. Lock on to separate targets per missile. I mean, you say that, but then what happens if there's only one target? Lock the target. Lock the target. Are these? Okay, they are. They're Mi-28s. That makes a little more sense. Got it, got it. I was trying to figure out what plane they were, but they're actually Hinds. Or I'm sorry, the Mi-28. Yeah, the Mi-28 is a Hind, right? It's like the upgraded version. Sorry, it's been a while. No, that's a... There we go. There we go. With the big boy. That's the Havoc, right? No. No. That's not. I'm thinking of something else. No, it is. Okay, yeah. The Mi-28 is the Havoc. Okay. I was thinking that first. I was like, nah, the Hind is the Mi-24. Alright, so we got more aircraft coming in on us. I need to focus on the ground targets because that's what this plane is for. Let's see. Give me... There we go. The multi-targets. I mean, we might as well use Mavericks on tanks, right? That's what they're for. And do I have the 1 missile or 2 missile to tanks? 1 missile. Let's get over and let's see if we can get low. We did. Outstanding. Outstanding. Alright, we got some artillery in the valley here. I'm going to have to reassess. Gonna have to reassess, come at it from a different angle. Come on, baby, turn for me. I like Prez's enthusiasm. I like Prez's enthusiasm. She is very clearly enjoying her job, and I enjoy that she is enjoying her job. We're good. We're good. If I got a chance to take out some more attack helos, I'm gonna do it. I don't know what the hell this guy's thinking. But if you're gonna sit there and hover over the battlescape like that, I'm gonna make you pay for it.
Monarch, the enemy's locking onto you.
That's okay. That's okay. There we go. There's some more ground targets down. Give me... There we go. Can I get the double lock? Can I get the double lock? I don't think that counted as the double lock. Did we not fire? We did not fire. Okay. I hit the button. It did not, in fact, release the missiles. It's okay, we're gonna fix that. Release the missiles that time, by God. Okay, look, you're kind of pissing me off a little bit. What are these green guys? Do I need to not shoot them down? Because they are very clearly taking shots at me. But they're not showing up as enemies? Like, are they just optional targets or what? Are you sure that green equals friends? Okay, they're just optional modes. See, that's what I was wondering. I wasn't sure exactly how this game did it, but like if they're shooting at me, I was thinking, okay, because we're mercenaries, maybe this is one of those things where like, actually, they're either friendly or neutral units and we just need to not attack them even though they're gonna try to attack us. That's a spooky down. I didn't realize they had AC-130s out here. It's okay though. Gonna get you. Gonna get you. I love these gun pods, chat. I mean, I know it makes them seem way better than they are when I'm out here shooting down bombers and attack aircraft with them. But it just feels so good. Okay, we got 1 plane, 2 plane. Those are frogfoots. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's take out some frogfoots, chat. Frogfoot on frogfoot action. Blue are friends, red must die. Green can die, but don't have to die. I mean, I want to take out the target because I want to minimize casualties against friendlies. Not that that matters, but that's just who I am. And then we'll try dogfighting while we've got 1 target left. Come on, give me that. There we go. Give me that gun reticle. Shit. God, this guy's better at low speed than I am. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's break off. And let's go get us some optional objectives, chat. Let's get us some optional targets. Because even though it makes absolutely no sense, let's dogfight. Never mind. I was gonna say let's dogfight in a frogfoot, but the game said no. Yeah, okay, so look, chat, when I'm like here, the plane is fine. Now watch when I bank. Watch how fast this plane goes down. When I bank, it's just like fucking nosedive into the ground. 'Cause she's a big bitch.
Hard copy. Issuing theater-wide alert. Mercenary forces are now in play by the rebels. Hitman Team RTB. We're reporting similar successes up and down Cascadia. If Monarch keeps racking up kills like that, we're gonna need a bigger offshore account.
Yeah, the shells, man, just, it's so good. It is so good. You're right. I mean, I could rudder. Okay, alright. The rudder can mostly override it. That's good to know.
Been about a decade, but we're back. Fighting the goddamn New World Order.
We're fighting the New World Order, says Devilmat. Which, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true. I guess we'll have to play the Frontline 59 campaign to find out if they were really the bad guys.
General Elizabeth reports your tactical support pretty much saved his men, and a respectable amount of firepower for the Independence Force. Combined with deployments by
Another
the rest of
17,000
Sicario
shekels,
and other
Chad.
mercenaries, we've been brought back from the brink and have stabilized our territory. Being able to maintain proper military formation and territory means we'll be able to wage this war the right way. Stand by for further taskings and get some rest.
And here's why I say that. Well, listen, it's not why I said it, but immediately after saying it, I feel vindicated because homeboy here, our supposed liaison, is saying one of the most troubling things that you can hear a person say in a theater of war is, we're gonna fight this war the right way. I don't like phrases like that because war is bad no matter what, and there's no right way to kill another human being. I understand it's drilled into you in the military. Like, don't get me wrong, I am very pro-military. I am very in support of the military and what they do because I understand that freedom isn't free. You know, it's like the old saying, if you can read, thank a teacher. If it's in English, thank a veteran. So, like, I'm under no illusions that soldiers do some bad things in order to protect the peace. But I don't like the ones that have this mentality of, we're doing this right, as opposed to the other guys who are doing it wrong. Like, war is wrong no matter what. It's just some people engage in it proactively, and some people engage in it retroactively. No, I get that, Wasteland. Don't get me wrong. I understand what he means by that. I'm being pedantic. It is not a call to necessarily political discussion or anything like that. But yes, there are certainly better and worse ways to wage a war. Yeah, exactly what EW says. Like there's not a right way to wage war, but there are definitely wrong ways to do it. And again, I'm not taking what he says out of context. Don't get me wrong. Like, I understand he's fighting for the freedom of his people. He views his cause as righteous, as you should. If you are going to fight and potentially die for a cause, it's very, very important that you feel like that cause is just and righteous, even if you're a mercenary and the cause is money. Like, if to you that is a righteous cause, that's good. But you should never be doing it in a situation where it's like, I'm doing it not because I want to, but because I'm being forced to, you know? Like that kind of thing. But anyway, it's a very complex topic. Again, I'm just getting into semantics here. I'm not trying to start some heated discussion about, you know, war and the righteousness of it and blah, blah, blah. I don't like the framing of any act of war as being the right way. Like, you can be righteous in a conflict, but that doesn't mean that the conflict itself is righteous. If that makes sense. Again, these are all opinions. Your mileage may vary.